Hello booktube friends, I am back and I want to catch you up on where I have been and what I have been doing in the past month. Okay, so the reason that I have been MIA is because I was finishing up my associate's degree. Finals were an absolute nightmare because I had a lot of papers to write, but I made it and I graduated and I'm very, very happy. As far as what happens next, it's a bit up in the air right now because my husband James just got orders to Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. So we will be moving clear across the country in October. I have been looking at some schools in the area and I have two that I want to apply to. So what I do from here depends largely on what school I end up going to. While I have been gone, I've also been working on some behind the scenes stuff for YouTube. Now that I have finished school, I have the mental bandwidth to focus on growing this channel finally. So to that end, I have created a Facebook page, a Twitter page, and a TikTok, all of which you can follow me on. I will have links in the description box if you want to check out those things. I'm hoping to get some people interested and following on those platforms because I think it can be a really good way to connect on a more personal level. I really enjoy having friends who read and being able to give book recommendations and just chat and buddy read and all the fun stuff that comes along with doing YouTube. So I'm hoping that we can connect on a deeper and more personal level by having those options. So all of the accounts that are listed in the description box are new except for the Instagram account, the Goodreads, and the Storygraph accounts. Those are my existing accounts still, and so if you already follow me there, nothing's changed with that, but the Twitter is new, the Facebook is new, I've never even had a Facebook, and then the TikTok is also new as well. A couple of other things you will find down there, and I don't want this to be a pressure thing, is a coffee? I think it's a coffee link. I'm not sure. And an Amazon wishlist link. No pressure. This is probably going to be the only time I mention it because I honestly feel a little weird about it. But it was pointed out to me that, you know, creating content is a lot of work and there are people who enjoy being able to support their favorite content creators. So I went ahead and I pulled the trigger and I did it. With the Amazon wishlist especially, it's kind of a good way if there's a specific book you want me to prioritize reading and reviewing. That is an excellent way to get me to prioritize something, is if, you know, you send it to me. Another thing you might be seeing in the near future is affiliate links. I am looking into a couple affiliate programs right now. That hasn't quite gone into effect yet, I don't think. Probably not, but hopefully soon I will be able to add that as well to just try and generate a little bit of income so I can justify putting more time into the channel. The final thing that I am working on is a website. I thought it might be nice to have a website to go along with my videos for people who prefer to read reviews rather than watch reviews, and I thought it could be like a nice way to just have everything in one spot so I can link to various things I've posted. If people are looking for specific book recommendations, I can just link them to the page and it will just smooth things out for everybody, I hope. But yeah, that's still a ways off, but stay tuned because it's coming. Now that that is all out of the way, I want to let you know about some channel adjustments. I will no longer be discussing every single book I read on the channel. I read too much and I honestly don't have thoughts on every single book that I read. So to that end, I'm mainly going to be posting about books that I found interesting in one way or another, good or bad. This means that there will be a lot more single book reviews and book lists as opposed to monthly wrap-ups and TBRs. I'm also going to try a tops and flops format as seen on Britta Buller's channel, where I just discuss books that I have strong feelings about and then leave the rest in the description box. That way, if you see any book that interests you and you would like me to do a review, I can do my best to accommodate. I hope you all will at least stick around long enough to see the content changes and decide if you still want to be subscribed to the channel. So please, at least wait and see how things are going before you just unsubscribe because I'm not doing TBRs and wrap-ups. Okay, now that we have gotten all that out of the way, let's go over a few of the books that I've read in the time that I have been away. First up, we have Empress Dowager Cixi, The Concubine Who Launched Modern China by Chang. I gave this book 3.75 stars, but I may be bumping that rating up a little bit if further research corroborates some of what I read here. This book was incredibly easy to read, but a lot of the reason that it was so easy to read is that the author is pretty quick to attribute thoughts and feelings to Cixi without like giving any information as to how she knows she was thinking or feeling these things. And that always strikes me as a little bit odd and makes me question the accuracy of what I'm reading. The other thing is the tone that she takes frequently just brushes off the more awful things that Cixi did. And she kind of explains it in a, well, what else was she supposed to do kind of way, and I don't know, like, what else was she supposed to do? Well, probably not murder people. That was probably what she was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? The other thing with this is that I happened to be taking an Asian Civilizations course while I was reading this, and while we didn't get too deep into the life of Cixi, the tone that the professor took when discussing her was quite different to how Chang presented her. And this could, of course, be because strong women have often been vilified in history, so I'm going to keep an open mind and do some further research. On a brighter note, Cixi did play a massive role in helping China to modernize, and I always enjoy reading about women who didn't let their gender stop them from achieving great things. So I did really enjoy this book. There's just some things that I'm a little suspicious about. So the rating may get bumped up at a future time once I have had more time to read more on the subject. Another book I want to talk about is Moscow, December 25th, 1991 by Conor O'Cleary. I also gave this book 3.75 stars, largely because I found the format to be kind of messy. Like, the organization made it hard to follow what was going on. Part of the problem could have been that I listened to this as an audiobook, and I know sometimes that can make it difficult to track timelines, but I frequently found myself confused with where exactly we were at when various things were taking place, because it just felt like it bounced around a lot. So the formatting was that for a lot of the book we were going back and forth between the series of events that happened on December 25th, 1991, which is the final day that the Soviet Union existed. But then we were going backwards in time and kind of watching Mikhail Gorbachev and Boris Yeltsin like collide in Russian government, and then how we got up to the dissolution of the Soviet Union. It was extremely illuminating in terms of the actions and reactions that the United States had during this time, and I also think it gives a lot of insight into Russian government. So if that's something you are interested in right now, particularly in light of everything that is happening in Ukraine, this might be a book that will interest you. The final book I want to discuss is fiction, hooray for that, and that is A Well-Behaved Woman, a novel of the Vanderbilts by Terese and Fowler. I gave this book 4 stars and honestly enjoyed every minute of it. I've long been a fan of the Gilded Age, and this book fits so nicely into that love. In this, we follow Alva Vanderbilt, who happens to be the inspiration behind the character of Bertha Russell in the HBO show The Gilded Age. I'm a big fan of that show. I'm a little hit or miss as far as the quality of the actors goes, but overall, I greatly enjoyed it. So if you also enjoyed that show and need something to fill, the gap that has left in your life while you wait for season 2, I think this book fits the bill pretty nicely. I loved the voice of Alva just so much. She is so relatable in so many ways, and even if you don't agree with all of her actions, I think it's easy to understand why she did the things that she did. And it was one of those books that as she was going through things, like, I was experiencing the emotions with her, and I really appreciated that. My only beef with it is that the end of the book feels kind of rushed. Like, there's a lot of skipping through time, and then the tone shifted a little bit. But at the same time, a lot of the things that were happening in the end made me very, very happy. So, I don't know. Ultimately, I think it's a wonderful read. So those are the only books I'm going to talk about in this video. I will list all 13 of the other books that I read in the month of April. And you can check them out, scroll through them in the description box. Let me know if there's anything there that you would like me to do a dedicated review on, and I can try to make that happen for you. Thank you for watching. Please, please, please go check out the links in the description box. Join me on other platforms. Let's chat. I would love to talk with you elsewhere. So I hope to see you there soon. Bye.